Hello everyone. We are again back after around 7 to 8 days, and I hope you are all watching and enjoying my videos. And I have a huge request to watch the videos so that you can learn good things and you can improvise on the skills that you already possess. And you can also share these videos with a liked and dear ones so that they can also be benefited. And I would request you to like, share, and subscribe so that you can be benefited from the upcoming videos. And as well as there's a saying that sharing is caring, so if you share you can learn and you can help others as well. Let's come back to the point. Today we are going to make some videos on like IELTS and utility of IELTS in immigration. Recently, since 2015, there has been a huge topic about Canadian immigration. So students and generally working professionals are very much interested to go and settle in Canada, and for that, one of the greatest barriers for the Asian students is IELTS. So you need to score at around IELTS 8. So if you're going for academic purposes or if you're going for university courses, you need to score around 6, 7 or 8 depending on the requirements. And if you're aiming for scholarships, so the higher the better. So if you can score 7.5 or 8 or even higher than that, so your probability to get scholarship increases. And for immigration you need to go for general training of IELTS, so your probability to get selected as a permanent resident or to be a citizen, you need to have a good professional score in IELTS. So when I'm saying professional score here, I'm talking about general training or GT. So in this case academic will not work. So in IELTS general training, we need to work on speaking, reading, writing and listening. All the 4 modules are equally important, and you need to focus mostly on listening, because on listening you need to score 8. So when I'm saying you need to score, it's not mandatory, depending on the points that you have achieved through your working experience, through your bachelor's and master's degree courses, so that will add up. So you see, I'm not a specialist, so I cannot give much of information about immigration, but as far as the writing and other aspects of English is concerned here, I can provide some information and provide some utility that can benefit in your exams. So there are students who are appearing for IELTS. Generally, when you appear for Canadian immigration, you need to you have to do CES, so that they say Canadian Educational Assessment or something like that. So you need to work on that. That is like you're getting an equivalency of your certificates that you have achieved in your countries back in Asia. Maybe it can be Pakistan, India or Bangladesh, doesn't matter, but you need to get an equivalency. So your certificates need to be approved by the Canadian Education and Government Boards, so that they can provide points against your certificates. So that can be bachelor's or master's. So as far as the writing is concerned in IELTS, you need to focus on essays. You need to work hard on writing. So you definitely need to gather experience in writing so that you can produce good writing of higher quality, because your qualitative writing is going to reward you with good IELTS score. So when it comes to reading, you need to work on your reading habits on a daily basis. You need to read newspapers. You need to work on scanning, skimming and other utilities of reading. You need to work on comprehensions, where they ask small questions. You need to answer questions. You need to write answers to the questions. So listening is another thing that where you need to practice on the audios. You need to work on that. So some of my students, friends and colleagues, they have been requesting me recently to talk about IELTS, especially for the immigration purpose. So as I'm not working as a teacher at this moment, but still I find it I find it helpful, so that I can help others as well. So on the basis of the request that I have received from my colleagues, I'm working on this video so that I can provide some information, and the information can be conveyed socially and both nationwide, so that they can be benefited for immigration. So when it comes to listening, you need to work on your audios that you have with the Cambridge books. So when you have the Cambridge book that you get in the shops, like Cambridge 1 to 12, 1 to 11, whatever books are available, you can buy them. You can work on the reading listening, speaking and writing individually, but again, okay, you can also work simultaneously depending on your workload. So when it comes to listening, you work on the audios, you make a practice of listening to audios, you watch BBC, you watch CNN, then you can also listen to the podcast of certain people, so that you can get a habit of listening to quick English. So when I'm talking about quick English, so there can be conversation between 2 to 3 people, because in general you get the audio recording of people speaking at least in a group of 3 or 4. So you need to be well versed with the communication, you need to work on the listenings, and as far as the writing is concerned, you need to be well versed with essay and letters. So your writing standards should be escalated. You should improvise on your grammar, your introduction, description and conclusion. You can follow my previous videos as to how you can produce good writings, and in future, like God willing, I can produce more videos on the writing and as well as on reading, so that you can improvise and escalate your standard in the minimal time. And on speaking, there's not much to say, because you should be very much fluent in communication, because they're going to let you speak on particular topics, so you should be well versed with it. You don't have much time to think, so and those topics may not be connected with your reality, so you should have the habit of creativity. So when you have a topic in front of you, you generally have 30 seconds to 1 minute time to reframe, rephrase, and then you develop your thought. So with the help of your cognition, you go and deliver that speech, and your voice will be recorded and is going to be analyzed on that, and your scores will be rewarded. So it's not that easy, but if you work hard, you can do well, that's true. And as far as reading is concerned, you need to do a lot of reading practices, you need to work on comprehensions, small question and answers, you need to go to the point, so that you don't miss out any particular element in the reading process. Because when you read, you can go to in-depth process as well as, and you can read it on the surface, you can scan the information, but as long as you get the correct information, that's done. It doesn't matter like if you go it on the surface, if you go on depth, it doesn't matter. And hopefully I'm going to produce more videos on each module, that means on reading, writing, listening and speaking, so that you can be benefited. And please do share, so that people can be benefited and I can feel motivated to produce more videos. That's going to come in the future, and please do encourage me by liking and sharing and subscribing the videos. Okay, and you see, IELTS is a very interactive process, so your interaction should be good. You should work every day, so it's not that okay, you know how to communicate and that's all, you can get IELTS 7 or 8. So it's a process that should go on daily, and my colleagues do tell me that to produce more videos on each module, so that they can be benefited. Because you see, in countries like India, Pakistan and Bangladesh, people are generally wanting to go to Canada or other American and European countries, so that they can get a better lifestyle. It's not that the lifestyle back at home is bad, but it's that like they want a better lifestyle. So for that, there are certain points that they need to gather, and in that, your professional experience, that is the job experience, and as well as your IELTS play a very huge role. And you do need to be graduate, and if you are a postgraduate, that's much better. But the more points you get, the higher rewards you get. So when your points are higher, the probability is also higher to be selected as a PR holder. So you need to get a good score in IELTS. So if you need to get 8 at least in listening, and in other 3, that is in speaking, reading and writing, if you get 7, that's fine, but if you can get more, that's better. So 3 in 3 modules, that is in reading, writing and speaking, if you can score 7 minimum, or you can score more, that's better. But in listening, you need to score 8 in mandatory. So that when I'm saying it's mandatory, it means it's helping you to increase your score. Okay, because on general, there are certain things that we look for, like 3 years or above experience in job sector. So there are other certain things that are going to be playing an important role to build up your score. But when your IELTS score is good enough, it motivates you, it gives a good boost in escalation of your point. So I hope you have understood on the basis of this introductory video. This video is just an introduction to what I'm going to give in the next days. Okay, so please stay tuned and connected and watch the previous videos, and I'm very sure if you watch them very carefully, you can learn something. And please do share, so that others can be benefited as well. Thank you.